So as we assemble this morning in the Thrill Kill Auditorium, I would be remiss if I did not start the morning with a thanks to the person and persons that this room is named after. It was in this auditorium thousands and thousands of leaders sat and heard Tom Thrillkill call their names as they've successfully completed the school. And so it just wouldn't be right for me personally if we didn't take just a second and recognize the amazing work of Tom and Pat Thrillkill, Kevin Dean, and Steve Tarver for their work as Leader School directors. So we have quite a few announcements, believe it or not. Even at the last assembly of the school, we still have quite a few announcements for the good of the order. So we're going to ask that you remember that your last impression is the lasting impression. So please police the entire area. If you have seen any piece of trash, please pick it up. If you see a water bottle, turn it in. Even if you're on your way to the bus and you see something, turn it in. We want to make sure that the group that's coming in tomorrow sees the same beautiful campus that we did. So please please help us make Blue Ridge Leader School a fantastic lingering memory for the Blue Ridge Assembly. So please help us police your areas. It's been a wonderful week this week, and a lot of people have tried very hard to make sure it's a perfect week. But perfection really isn't that attainable, and so we always fall short of our goal of perfection, and we always want to strive to get better. Now, you can't always get better if you don't have that friend who, before you're going out, tells you, hey, fix your hair, or you've got something on your teeth, right? Doesn't say, ooh, maybe you shouldn't wear those shoes, right? We all have those friends who say you're not being your best self. And so I'm going to invite each and every one of you to be a best friend for Blue Ridge Leader School, right? You work hard to get here, and we work hard to give you the best event that we can, but we know that we fall short. We're humans, we fail. That's inevitably how we were made, to be flawed. But that doesn't mean we just take it. So please, if you have some observations and things that you believe could make the experience better either for you next year when you come or for the kid that follows you, I want you to take an opportunity to just write it down to us, right? My email address is accessible on the YMCA Blue Ridge Leader School website. You can send me an email directly. Doesn't matter if you're a 13-year-old first-year leader or an honor leader or anywhere in between, right? So we want to hear from you. Ideally, right? So if you have an observation that needs to be fixed, if you have a solution or a possible solution to consider, you can include that as well, but we'll take anything. We'll take any feedback that you have. We're going to do a real quick, that's me, all right? If you're a first-year, who here is a first-year leader? All right, it's been a long week for you. Let's try that again. Who here is a first-year leader? All right. Who here has had a great week? Who here is goated with the sauce? Awesome. All right. So I mentioned the name of my leader school director just a couple of minutes ago, Mr. Tom Thrillkill. And I can vividly remember this next part, really for all 40-something of years that I've been at Blue Ridge Leader School. This tradition has just been one that at least many of us cherish. It's when we take a moment and honor a great man without which our school doesn't really exist. And we present an award in that person's honor to an adult here at Blue Ridge Leader School who simply is amazing. We have a lot of really deserving adults that give of their time, and selecting one to say, this is the person worthy of a little additional love is kind of tough. It's a great process to be a part of. But I want to present in just a moment the Paul M. Grist Servant Leadership Award. But before I do that, I want to read just a moment. The YMCA Blue Ridge Leader School has a legacy of firm values and traditions established in 1922 that have been and are the foundation that enables Blue Ridge Leader School to be known and revered throughout the South, the nation, and certain areas of the world. These values have been supported, emphasized, and strengthened by staff and leaders since 1922. Dr. Paul M. Grist of Selma, Alabama, is considered by many to exemplify these values and their importance in life. In 1922, Dr. Grist committed himself to God and to the YMCA during a Vespers at that first leader school. He became the director of the school and continued to serve there until 1938. Dr. Grist also served the Selma YMCA for 45 years and earned some of the highest athletic service and humanitarian awards in Alabama. The Selma YMCA now carries his name. After retirement, Dr. Grist volunteered for 18 years in the summer here at Blue Ridge as a greeter, guide, and mentor to all the conference groups. The Grist Room, located in the East Wing of Eureka Hall, is named after him. Dr. Grist's love and belief in Blue Ridge Leader School was emphasized each summer to many of us, myself included, when they were greeted with a firm handshake and a question about how is the Leaders Club program going. Dr. Grist proclaimed his values with an ongoing theme each summer when he recited one of his favorite poems at this very Blue Ridge Leader School assembly. I want to take a moment and read to you The Man in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. When you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test, if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. The YMCA Blue Ridge Leader School presents the Paul M. Grist Servant Leadership Award annually to a YMCA Leader School volunteer or staff person who best exemplifies the current beliefs of service to others, just as Dr. Grist did. This year's award winner sat right in this building, was a leader who had to follow in tremendous footsteps of a sibling, which many of you do. And she rose to be a wonderful counselor, a fantastic honor leader. She's given countless hours serving the fellow honor leaders in which have followed in her stead. And she's a trusted and valued member of our school leadership team. And it is my deep pleasure to introduce to you your 2022 Paul Grist Award winner, Jessica James Hill.
wow. Hi guys. How you doing? Um, if you're wearing a blue or red tag, just know I was sitting there. A lot of the people in this room were sitting there. And you've got this. And you don't have to do it alone. You have the support of everyone in this room. Teens, adults, everybody. Blue Ridge Leader School made me the person I am today. I met literally some of my best friends for the rest of my life from this group, and I've just learned valuable lessons that they don't teach in school. They probably should teach in school, but they don't teach in school. They don't tell you you're gonna win this, so I do not have a speech prepared. And I did a lot of talking last night. Just know that I come back because I want you guys to have the experience I had. And I want you guys to keep coming back as much as possible. And I want you to come back as a senior leader. And I want you to come back as staff. And I want you guys to do what we're doing for you for the next generation, because it's really, really important. Teens are so important. Teens, I'm sure some of you have felt it at your home branches, can be undervalued, but know that you are worthy. You are valuable to this world, to your club, to me. So please keep coming back. Even if you can't come to Leader School, please keep volunteering. Please keep putting good in this world. We need more of it. Please keep being a human. Please keep valuing your fellow humans and know that everybody has their stuff. And so we're all in this together. And that's all I got for you today. So thank you so much.
So we'll play one more quick game of That's Me. If you're a 2022 honor leader, who here is a 2002 honor leader? That's me. Come on up to the stage if you could. Yeah, you can stay. You can stay. All right, so the next piece of our morning assembly is another time-honored tradition, but for the veterans in the room or for the alumni, we've modified it a little bit. We are now going to recognize each and every one of you for your years of accomplishment, whether it's first year, second year, third year. And what we're going to do is we're going to call all the first-year leaders' names, and then at the end of that, the honor leaders are going to lead you in a single clap. And then we're going to read the names off of the second year leaders. And everyone, when your name is called, you'll come down and an honor leader will give you your patch. And if you did an achievement, in a progressive clinic, you'll get your progressive clinic award. And then they will stand up and lead us in a countdown for 2 claps. So alumni, we don't clap after every single kid. We wait and do it all at once. And so we'll start with the first years. Hey, when we get to this person, right there, when it's a correction, we spelled her name wrong. Yeah, she needs to get her correction, yes. Actually, are you good with taking the first half and I'll just take the second half?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So, you want to get
All right, sure. I am indeed. All right, here we go. All right, these leaders have successfully passed and completed their first year of Blue Ridge Leader School. Sarah Abbas, Ria Argawai, Oliver Alexanian, Mikai Allen. Come on down. Mo Anderson, Brian Arce, Andrew Barr, Brandon Blanks, E.J. Bowman, Aurora Brown, Ivy Brown, Chloe Bush, Shannon Keiko, Kira Chase, Katie Childress, Tatum Christensen, Morgan Coltrane, John Coltrane, Dylan Cruz, Clark Davenport, Elliot Davis, Dalton Drake, M. Edgar, Kendall Elwell, Shannon Ertel, Mia Fernandez, Jalen Ford, Ava Fowler, Benson Friedhoff,
Xavier Garcia, Abel Gasses, soccer, 6 stars. Elise Gonzalez, Krithi Gator, Morgan Griffith, volleyball, 2 stars. Macarena Guerrero, Kaylin Holcomb, Edric Horning, Harrison Hubbard, Sienna Eisen, Monica Jackson, volleyball, 1 star. Rebecca Jimenez, Naraya Johnson, volleyball, 1 star. Janaya Jones, cheerleading, 3 stars. Seren Julian, Kyler Kasher, Helene Kimlick, Amaya King, cheerleading, 2 stars. Callista Knapp, Leah Lane, Hannah Lapari, Zora Love, cheerleading, 3 stars. Chris Love Jr., Cam McNew, Delaney Martin, Madison McCarty, Thomas McPherson, Josie Mendez, Carter Moham, Olivia Moody, Kevin Wynn, Heidi Nolan, Mary Norwood, Felix Nutting, volleyball, 4 stars. Miracle Oliver, Tiffany Parrott, soccer, 1 star. Sarah Polcari, Julia Pollard, Matthew Ponce, Bryce Pope, Trip Pope, Elvin Palikthadem, Zara Ray, Zaina Ray, Lena Reefy, sorry about that one, Miriam Reefy, Anna Roberts, volleyball, 1 star. Gigi Roy, Logan Schumacher, Brooke Short, cheerleading, 2 stars. Haley Simon, Bree Sinnett, Carolyn Smyers, Ruby Stumpf, Colin Sullivan, Terry Sullivan, Annika Tarpin, Daniel Thompson, basketball, 6 stars. Grayson Thorpe, Onyx Torres, Aidana Umarova, Hayden Valenzuela, Holden Walton, Jordan Williams, and Haley Wolf. No, you can, whoever has the big camera.
We're gonna celebrate our Blue Ridge Leader School first years with 1 clap. 3, 2, 1.
All right, thank you, honor leaders. And now we honor our second-year leaders who've completed the curriculum successfully. Reese Ablamplat, Izzy Antia, Kaya Ash, sorry Reese, Julia Barrett, Swathi Balaji, Sarah Biddleman, Kylie Baidu, volleyball, 4 stars, Olivia Blanton, Sherm Ballenbach, Cecilia Bowling, Kelly Butzakowski, Isabella Butler, Khalif Cisse, Gianna Colucci, Raleigh Costin, Grayson Council, Kylie Counts, David Cuthbertson, Tara Darden, Justin DeBrew, Logan Elliott, Jaden Falk, April Flores Griner, soccer, 2 stars. Matthew Gwinzik, Claire Jenkner, Ava Gumsari, Sawyer Gill, Joelle Good, volleyball, 3 stars. Braxton Graham, Lauren Hall, Laura Henley, Juan Hernandez, Toby Huber, Grayson Jacey, Valeria Jimenez, Jordan Johnson, Zoe Jones, Elizabeth Longalier, Adela Leftwich, Sam Lentz, Emma McGuire, Aaron Maloney, Alyssa Marshall, Lindsay Marshall, volleyball, 4 stars. Lee Melton, Izzy Mendez, Donovan McKelly, JP Masiri, Ashley Moore, Rachel Mueller, Medha Mupuri, Sasha Niederman, Carolyn Norton, Maggie Norwood, bring it down just a tick, please. Gilbert Nutting, Carolyn Parker, Whitney Payne, basketball, 6 stars. Jay Peters, Amanda Pyjak, Samantha Pyjak, Lily Pittman, Patrick Polcari, Ann Jackson Pope, volleyball, 4 stars. Ava Prater, Noah Rabiel, Lily Redding, Michael Rivera, Kaylee Ross, Bella Saudi, Lindsay Schreier, Jack Seiden, Shafali Sharma, Evan Steele, Reese Stevenson, Sravanya Saramampudi, Lyndon Theodore, basketball, 6 stars. Ellie Toth, Jeffrey Wallace, Tierney Walton, Neil Wetmore, Janiyah Williams, Liam Wilson, Rachel Wolf, Cade Zambito, and Cooper Zisk. So before our honor leaders lead us in celebrating our second-year leaders who've completed the curriculum, if I read your name or Greg read your name and you had clinic stars, please be sure to come over here, stage left, where Kendra in the long white sleeves is waving at everyone, and she will help you get your patch for your clinic stars.
All right, now we're going to celebrate our second years with 2 claps. 3, 2, 1.
Kendra.
Stop it. Okay, and now for our third years. Jacob Alexander. Whew, sorry, I ran up those steps. One time I fall, I'm out of breath. Whew. All right, Kenyal Alvarado. Lila Barrett. Cheryl Ben. Amber Dobbins. Bailey Drake. Ray Dye. Cece Emery. Emily Faulkner. Maylin Gines. Mariana Gonzalez, Elena Gross, Lucy Hagan, Natalie Hinderleader, Caden Hunter, Madeline Jameson, Liz Cobell, Blake Litton, Sydney Mallett, Madeline Maloney, Brianna Marshall, Ty Martin, Tyler McAfee, Christian McCrea. Is it McCrea? I'm the worst. Kristen McCrea, Emma Planchett, Vikas. Say it. Come on up. Kyle Reeder, Emma Rickman, Cam Seiler Nixon, Jackson Stansell, Nicholas Supia, Zinzi Symister, Julian Wages, Laura Wolf, and Parker Zadora. Okay.
Get him, Anna.
All right, now we're going to celebrate our third year with 3 claps. 3, 2, 1.
All right, beginning our fourth year leaders, we have Paul Bolenbach, Emily Bowers, Devin Christensen, Mary Connor, cheerleading 2 stars, Wynn Council, Elliot Dill, Katerina Josefina Dalgiallo? That one, yes. Bridget Erdl, Emmy Evans, Elsie Finnon, Eilish Finan, Sophie Fisher, Charlotte Fowler, Alex Galvin, volleyball 4 stars, Maya Haslop, Emily House, Noah Hijur, Hirji, Daniel Jones, Jasmine Jones, Austin Kirsch, Emmy Mangry, Sydney Parrish, Alex Polo, Alejandro Quintero, Saad Rangunwala, Cooper Ross, Cole Scoggins, Tara Sinkowskiewicz, Drew Seymour, cheerleading 3 stars, Erica Schaefer, Shivani Sharma, Elisa Shepard, volleyball 3 stars, Ethan Skinner, Gabby Walker, Gabe Wood, Hayden Zabrowski, and Presley Zisk.
We're going to celebrate our 4th year leaders with 4 claps. 3, 2, 1.
Continuing on with our 5th year leaders, Camille Batts, Logan Culver, Ben Davis, Gabby DeBrew, Micah Hodge, Marcy Longstalker, 4 stars, Will McCaffrey, Sean Mott, Riley Smith, Ellie Smyers, Kelly Westmoreland, and Carolyn Wright.
We're going to celebrate our 5th year leaders with 5 claps. 3, 2, 1.
And now let's make our awards to the leaders who have completed 6 years of the curriculum. Emily Brooks, Hannah Fish, Austin Fisher, Morgan Kelly, Adam Mullins, Josh Stansel, Anya Tari.
Finally, we're going to celebrate our 6th year leaders with 6 claps. 3, 2, 1.
All right, well done. So, the next piece of our morning will be A great closing devotion brought to you by your very honor leaders. Again, these young people have worked long and hard and difficult hours, both on Zoom, late nights here, lots of things that they have done. They don't possibly get enough praise and recognition because we would pretty much just be at the microphone saying how great each and every one of you did. You walked in some unknown territory, you blazed some new trails, and you did so with grace, you did so with gratitude. You are role models for so many people, and so I present to you your closing devotion and your 2022 honor leaders. They'll need just a moment to set up.
While we are on the topic of people who deserve praise, there is one individual who keeps this group completely together. This group would not be able to serve you all and do the amazing things that we had just done this entire week without the amazing Abby Van Horn Ellis. So if we could all stand up and give her a round of applause. And with that, we are starting our closing devotion.
We began this week by asking you all one simple question. What are you really afraid of?
I think what's holding me back from fear is failure.
Disappointing my parents.
Judgment.
Failing.
Losing someone close to me.
Not being good enough.
Failing in the future.
Anxiety.
Failure.
Losing the people I care about.
Rejection.
Being kidnapped.
Not being accepted.
Being forgotten.
So that I'm an introverted extrovert, and that if I don't show that extroverted side, that people will judge me for that.
Death.
Failing.
Failure. People accepting me. Being left behind.
The fear of failure holds me back.
Social anxiety.
Lack of knowledge.
Getting overwhelmed and overthinking.
I have the fear of failure.
Being judged by people.
The fear of not being good enough.
Not fitting in.
Opening myself up in relationships.
Accepting change.
Disappointing people.
Losing my friends.
Expressing my feelings.
Not knowing anyone's fate.
Fear of letting people down.
Not being good enough.
The unknown.
Disappointing others.
Not being liked.
Fear of what other people think about you can be paralyzing.
Disappointing my parents.
Not being able to help.
Disappointing my friends.
The fear of failing.
Asking for what I really want.
Fear of failing to the point where it affects others.
Rejected for who I am.
Anxiety.
Disappointing people.
Disappointing my friends and family.
Not living up to my expectations.
Fear of failure.
Dad passing away.
Being rejected.
Fear of the future.
Being uncomfortable. The fear of not being enough.
Failure.
Fear of hurting others.
Fear of the unknown.
What others think about me.
If people will judge me or not.
Being abandoned.
Not succeeding in life.
Loss.
Afraid of not succeeding.
Being judged.
I'm afraid of death.
Hurting or injuring myself.
Fear of not being able to do enough.
Failure.
Letting people down.
Others' opinions.
Not being accepted.
Being judged or rejected. Here's something that spans through all ages. You are not alone in your fears, and the people sitting to your left and your right are there to help guide you through them. Fear is not something you can hide from, but an opportunity to learn and to grow.
I've wasted too many opportunities, paralyzed by my fear of failure. Now, I view those anxious feelings as excitement, because even if I fail, I can always learn and further the plot of my own story. Learning.
Throughout my life, I've put so much pressure on myself to be perfect. I was afraid of failing myself by not achieving all of my goals by a certain time in my life. Now, I have learned to trust that what is meant to be will be, and that I cannot stress about the things that are out of my control. Patience.
I've always been afraid of failing to experience everything the world has to offer and missing out on opportunities to grow. However, I've learned that each experience I do get is an opportunity to live in the moment and gain as much as I can. Opportunity.
Please stand if you have wanted to do something but did not in fear of failing. Please remain standing. Repeat after me. It is okay. It is okay to fail. You may be seated. Oftentimes, when we do fail, we gain perspective and insight into who we are. Perspective.
My fear of rejection made me act in a way that wasn't authentic to who I am. However, in discovering my own self-worth, I learned that rejection is simply an obstacle in being the person I truly wanted to be. I can use my fear of rejection to learn that I don't need the validation of others to be loved. I need to have the self-worth to face rejection and use it to grow more comfortable in my own skin. Self-worth.
I was afraid of being fully confident in myself while interacting with others, wondering if they would reject me. But now I've learned to cope with this fear by living in the moment and enjoying the time I spend with others, rather than focusing on what they might be thinking of me. Confidence.
Throughout my teenage years, I always thought that my authentic self was never enough. I let my fear of rejection lead my life. Growing up into an adult, I've learned to have compassion for myself and embrace all of the things that make me, me. The people who are meant to be in your life will love the authentic version of you. Compassion.
In my childhood, I changed schools 7 times. Having to adjust to belonging in a new place over and over again at a young age was taxing. I became more and more afraid of opening up to people out of fear that they would reject me and feeling that it wouldn't be worth it if I picked up and moved again. Eventually, I found people who loved and accepted me, and I learned that it's okay to be vulnerable around people. Belonging.
My fear of rejection constrained me. I refused to explore new interests and passions so that the people I loved wouldn't leave me. I learned to accept that I and those around me are not static. Movement changes us. I've learned to love who I am and not who I was. Movement.
I have been afraid of death for as long as I can remember, especially losing the people I cherish most in my life. When I recently had to experience that kind of loss, I also had to learn how to understand. Although I'll never fully understand, I learned how to be at peace knowing that she is at peace. Peace.
It is natural to be afraid of losing the people, habits, and things that make up our comfort zones, but our minds would benefit greatly if we would shift our energy away from worrying and towards being grateful for the people and opportunities in our lives while we have them, and remembering that every change brings growth. Growth.
I was afraid of leaving for college and losing the comfort of my hometown, but I've learned that outreach can be a valuable tool and that you can turn wherever you are into home as long as you surround yourself with people who make you happy. Outreach.
It's been 10 years on this pavement. If I'm honest, it's a terrifying thing. 'Cause I feel crazy taking pictures, hearing 1,000 people scream. This is a lot for no glow, a kid like me. Chase me down outside Georgia, not sure that I was done. Something in me would not turn around and run. Heard a Lord in California, not a
This week, an individual shared an incredibly important message with me. They said, "You finish your story. Only you do. Not anyone else. You determine whether or not your story is a negative or a positive." Reality is, we are all afraid to fail, all afraid of loss, and all afraid of being rejected. These fears are a part of life. Our closing devotion is meant to be a reminder that you are never alone in your fears you might be experiencing. As we depart the mountain, we challenge you to lead, love, and live fearlessly.
Please bow your heads and join hands for prayer. Dear God, help us to overcome the fears we encounter in our lives and aid us in growing beyond them. Show us that our fears are not insurmountable, but rather conquerable with your divine light and grace, O God. Allow us to realize that it is okay to have fears, but to not let them control us, and instead become stronger people by facing them with your guidance and the guidance of those around us. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right, for one more time, let's give it up for our 2022 honor leaders. So as we march through our final assembly, and we celebrated the wonderful job that all of these young men and women did for us, we inevitably look forward to 2023. And so we are going to name the next class of amazing young people who will help lead this school. And so I'm going to read off a list of names, and we are going to welcome into the honor leader ranks your 2023 honor leaders. Noah Hirji. Brigitte Ertel. Josh Stansel. Hannah Fish. Alejandro Quintaro. Austin Fisher. Erica Schaefer. And your final 2023 Blue Ridge Leader School Honor Leader, Emily Bowers. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Honor Leaders. So we are about to embark on the rest of our year. And I want to take just a moment in our closing moments and talk a little bit about the challenges that are ahead of you, right? And in order for me to bring this home, I want to take us one last time down to Augusta, Georgia, and the home of the Masters, right? And so when you win, when you do all the things that we have talked about at Augusta, you've played your practice round, you've mapped your strategy, you've counted on your caddy and your team to support you, you've made it through the tournament, you've gotten to the second 9 on Sunday, and you're in a position to win. And those golfers that prevail, those golfers that find the way to dance with their fear through the most pressure-packed golf tournament there is, and they come out victorious, they're awarded the green jacket. And the people that have earned and won the green jacket, to a person, will tell you that they wonder if it's real. They wonder if they can live up to that. They see all the people that have won it in the past, the legendary names of golfers like Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. And they wonder, am I really to be mentioned in those same voices or in those same statements? Am I really as good as a Tiger Woods or a Jack Nicklaus? And the data shows that they have, right? They won. I mean, it's not open for debate, right? Tiger won, you won. Therefore, you can compare yourself to Tiger. You can look at yourself through the lens of, if Tiger won it, I won it. So what you will find is that as they go through and they try to live up to those expectations, they bump up against their potential. And the golfers will tell you that is not the pinnacle of their career. No golfer thinks, I'm only going to win one Masters, because once they've won the Masters, they know they can win other things. And so the fact that you have made it to Blue Ridge Leader School is not enough. This is not your summit. This is not your peak. You are not going to crest at Blue Ridge Leader School. You are going to leave this mountain and make Richmond better. You are going to leave this mountain and make Northern Kentucky better. You're going to make Tampa and all the places. You have to make them better. You cannot use this as the I made it moment, right? You have to live up to this. You have to live up to the legacy of all of those who sat in this chair in front of you, right? All those people who are pouring into you as adults, the Jessica James Hills, the Abby Ellises, the Peter and Karen W's, who all came through here, right? They're doing great in the world so that you can do greater. And so please, please, please do not think small, right? Be great. You've earned the jacket. Now take that greatness, take that proof that you can win and win more. Win often, right? Just pour into those after-school kids, those day camp kids, those little kids at soccer that just sort of blob around with the soccer ball, right? Those kids are going to be you someday. They're going to be in this building, hopefully someday, learning the same things you did. So don't miss this opportunity to make your community better. Do not be afraid. And so with this, everybody, I want to thank you so much. You guys have been a wonderful, wonderful week. And I officially close the June session of Blue Ridge Leader School. You are dismissed.